continuing to be in her corner and cheering her on. I think the biggest thing, especially, as a player and a competitor, it's super hard when you have to sit out. And so for us, just making sure that she knows, listen, we got your back no matter what. And I think that's really all we can do, because as a player, you deal with stuff differently and you kind of just get through stuff differently. So, I mean, we're just doing our best job of just letting her know, like, listen, we got your back, take your time, but we got you.
Forget everything you thought you knew about the Indiana Fever locker room, because Aliyah Boston just tore up the script and wrote her own headline. While people were still catching their breath from All-Star Weekend drama, Boston hit the mic and sent a message that left everyone stunned, especially about her relationship with Caitlin Clark. This wasn't just another soundbite for the highlight reel. It was a full-on moment. Powerful, positive, and impossible to ignore. Suddenly, Twitter was on fire. Basketball group chats went nuclear, and the entire WNBA was forced to pay attention. Fans started asking, are these two about to change the league together? One thing's for sure, after this, nothing will be the same.
Caitlin, I'm just curious, how have you seen Aliyah's playmaking develop this season?
To be honest, I'm not sure it's, changed, because I've always said Aliyah is a great playmaker. If you watch her game, you know how good she is with the ball in her hands. She brings the ball up full court. There was even times last year, I think it's just a comfortability thing, because in the past she plays more on the block. And then since coming into the league, she's kind of played a little bit more in the perimeter. And now with the offense that we run with Steph, I think just having the ball in her hands and really orchestrating that, especially if I'm getting picked up 94 feet or the other team's pressing, like, we feel very comfortable giving Aliyah the ball to bring it up full court.
If you want to understand why the Fever are suddenly looking dangerous, start with Aliyah Boston's unselfish play. She's not just scoring and grabbing boards, she's setting the tone, hyping up teammates, and making the court feel like a family reunion. 1 minute she's setting a bone-crunching screen, the next she's pulling everyone into a huddle to refocus. Boston's vibe is infectious, and it's got everyone playing better, especially Caitlin Clark. The way Aliyah makes her teammates believe is almost magic. You see heads lifted, nerves calm, and confidence skyrocket whenever she's in the game. She's not just the heart of this team, she's the engine, the glue, and the hype squad rolled into one.
Honestly, I'm trying to remember the other ones. Another one was to Aliyah that was soaring out of bounds.
It's all right. Don't worry, because here's the thing. Don't worry, because I mean, you look at Caitlin and you look at the way she passes the ball, and so sometimes things are gonna happen that way, and that's okay, because we're not gonna let her hang her head. We're not gonna hang our head off of any missed passes, because we're still continuing to gel together, and we know that she's a great passer. So if she thinks she can get that ball there, she's gonna throw it, and if I miss it, then we're good. All right, don't worry, we're good.
Thanks, AB.
Think of Aliyah Boston as the ultimate problem solver. She holds the whole Fever squad together, no matter how wild things get. While other franchises fumble around with awkward trades and drama, Aliyah quietly does the heavy lifting. And right beside her, Lexi Hull, always on the move, underrated but absolutely essential. When Lexi sees Caitlin Clark, she doesn't care about all the media chatter. She just sees a teammate who can hoop at the highest level. Nothing more, nothing less. Together, these three are laying the foundation for something real. Not a one-season wonder, but a future dynasty built on actual chemistry and mutual respect. In a league where so many chase headlines, these Fever stars are building something the cameras can't fake.
It's great playing beside her. I think the attention she gets and her ability to see the floor and make the right decision in crucial times are really important. So it's really great. And I feel like how I've helped her is just continue to allow her to know that, like, she's made for this league. She can dominate in this league, and just to continue to be her.
Nobody on this Fever roster knows the feeling of being overlooked quite like Lexi Hull. Over and over, she's flown under the radar, but now she's echoing Boston's message. Caitlin Clark isn't just another new face, she's the centerpiece for what comes next. Add Kelsey Mitchell to the mix, and the energy is completely different. Mitchell, once forced to carry the whole franchise by herself, finally has real backup. There's this new sense of balance on the floor. No more forced hero ball, no more one-person offense. Everyone's pitching in, feeding off each other's strengths. It's more than just a new roster, it's the birth of a team that actually looks ready to make some noise, not just rebuild year after year. Something special is brewing in Indiana, and the league is finally starting to notice.
It just ends their chances. And it diminishes the interest in the WNBA as a whole. If we're being, like, more than diminishes, is a devastating blow.
You can almost hear the relief in every play now. Kelsey Mitchell isn't just making buckets. She's finally got a cast of teammates who get her, who fight with her, who run the floor and look for the open pass. Her game feels lighter. less forced, more joyful, and that joy is spreading. Aliyah controls the paint with authority. Clark's deep shooting draws defenders out to the logo, and Lexi brings relentless energy, covering every inch of the court. The result? Chemistry you can actually feel through the screen. There's no faking it. These women trust each other. Every pick and roll is sharp. Every celebration is real. The team finally looks like it has a soul, and that's something Indiana fans haven't seen in years. When Aliyah lays down a screen, it's like giving Clark a blank canvas. She turns it into art.
They announced that Caitlin Clark wasn't going to be in the wasn't playing the All-Star game, or wasn't going to be in the three-point contest. Ticket prices went down 50% for the WNBA All-Star game here in Indianapolis over the weekend. 50%. When she was hurt for 2 weeks, WNBA ratings went down 50%. Like, when she plays, people watch. If she's not involved, people don't watch, and that's their biggest problem. Is you got the one player that people watch.
Opposing defenses are finding themselves completely lost against this Fever lineup. Do you switch and risk Clark lighting you up? Do you collapse on Boston and leave shooters wide open? Either way, it's a losing game. But here's the real magic. Aliyah Boston never demands the spotlight. She just keeps grinding, making all the little plays that add up to big wins. This year, Indiana isn't just hoping for the best. They actually have a plan. There's structure, there's real trust, and there's a bench that erupts in celebration for every single big moment. Even the support players are locked in, with dance routines ready for any clutch bucket. But the biggest X factor is letting Caitlin Clark be herself. Don't box her in, don't slow her down. Let her run wild and watch Indiana transform from afterthought to title threat. With Boston holding it down and Clark pushing the pace, this isn't a rebuild. It's a full-blown renaissance.
The Caitlin Clark effect has been a net positive for the WNBA and all of its teams. But the star guard expected to miss a minimum of 2 weeks. The league will see the flip side of her impact, and there are already initial data points. This is front office sports, no conspiracies, no BS from them.
League officials, it's your move. Because if you keep letting the refs turn games into wrestling matches, all this progress means nothing. Everybody loves seeing Caitlin Clark lighting up scoreboards, but it's time for the league to step up and protect its stars. Clark shouldn't need to wear body armor just to drive the lane or dodge elbows like she's in a contact sport. This is basketball, not a demolition derby. When you have a player who can boost ticket sales and ratings just by stepping on the floor, you don't treat her like she's disposable. And it's not just about her, it's about making sure all these talented women can actually hoop without worrying about getting clobbered. Give them a fair shot, let them play their game, and watch how far this Fever team can go when nobody's holding them back.
Indiana Fever ticket prices to games over the next 2 weeks have dropped 42% since Caitlin Clark's injury announcement, from $137 all the way down to $80. Now, it has been less than 48 hours since the announcement was made that Caitlin Clark would be out for at minimum 2 weeks. Get-in price for the Sky vs. Fever game on June 7th was $86 just 48 hours ago. Now it's down to $25 after Caitlin Clark's injury announcement.
It's not just hardcore fans who are watching now. Suddenly, everyone's paying attention. Last year, hardly anybody outside Indiana cared about this team. Now, social media is buzzing, the crowds are growing, and even barbershop debates are mentioning the Fever as legit contenders. That's what happens when a group stops duct taping things together and finally starts building real chemistry. And right in the middle of it all is Aliyah Boston, steady as ever, making plays, hyping her teammates, and quietly becoming the heart of the whole operation. When players enjoy being around each other, when they're genuinely happy to be in the gym, it shows up on the court. Indiana's got the right mix now. Clark's flair, Kelsey's toughness, Lexi's hustle, and Aliyah's leadership. They're not just teammates, they're a real squad. And it's changing the whole vibe of the league.
Look me in my eyes when I tell you this. Caitlin Clark will go down as the best WNBA player ever. Yes, the best woman to touch a basketball. Before we can even look into the future, we gotta go to the past to understand how we got to the present, to then have a clear depiction of what we'll be seeing in the future. Now, in college, she was the most storied college basketball player ever. The best individual basketball player ever. The stats in the game will tell you that.
Still wondering if this Aliyah and Caitlin duo is actually for real? Just look at the wins stacking up and listen to the noise in the arena. Fever fans finally have something to cheer about. If the league can keep these stars healthy and let them do their thing, Indiana isn't just another team hoping for luck. They're starting to look like a serious threat. And if Aliyah hadn't been so open about how much Clark helps this team, you just know the rumor mill would have gone wild with drama and jealousy stories. Instead, the narrative is clear. These two aren't just playing together, they're putting Indiana back on the basketball map. Now people are talking about both of them like they're legends in the making. And that's a huge shift for the Fever.
She got people paid, she got better travel arrangements, she increased the ratings and the revenue, which obviously the WNBA benefited exponentially because now you got a $200 million deal. All of these things being considered, you damn right. It is appropriate that she got Athlete of the Year. She is special.
The Caitlin Clark effect is so much bigger than anyone could have guessed. It's like someone turned the volume all the way up for the Indiana Fever and suddenly everyone in the league is paying attention. Aliyah Boston was already dominating down low, grabbing rebounds, setting screens, and quietly being one of the most reliable bigs in the WNBA. But now, thanks to Clark's insane popularity, even casual fans who never used to watch the Fever are learning her name. Suddenly, it's not just about one superstar. It's about the whole roster finally getting noticed. Jersey sales are surging, the team's highlights are making the rounds on SportsCenter, and Fever games are appointment viewing instead of just background noise. Off the court, players like Lexi Hull and Kelsey Mitchell are getting interviews and sponsorships that never would have happened before. It's not that Clark is carrying them. It's that her spotlight is so bright, everyone else is finally being seen. And honestly, the league needed this. For years, amazing talent got overlooked, but now the WNBA has a chance to show off just how deep and skilled these teams really are. That's the magic of what's happening in Indiana. It's bigger than any one player, and it's changing the future for everyone on the roster.
Really what we're going to see from Caitlin this year, it's not just being able to get better on the court. It's also, she's described this greater level of comfort and being that second-year pro player. And I actually asked her today at Media Day how she described where she's at this point this year compared to this point last year.
That's why it hit different when Aliyah Boston stood up in public and praised Caitlin Clark. In sports, it's so easy for things to get twisted, for the media or fans to try to invent beef, hint at jealousy, or stir up controversy where none actually exists. But Aliyah shut all of that down with a few words of respect. She didn't just say Clark was good, she made it clear that her arrival was a blessing for the whole team. That one gesture spoke volumes about leadership and about the culture being built in Indiana. It wasn't just a headline, it was a turning point. If Aliyah had stayed quiet, the rumor mill would have started. Is there drama? Is Clark fitting in? Are there problems behind the scenes? Instead, Aliyah's honest praise nipped all that in the bud. And don't get it twisted. Giving out that kind of credit isn't always easy, especially in a league where everyone's fighting for respect and recognition. But Aliyah Boston understands something bigger than stats. When you celebrate your teammates and share the spotlight, you make your whole team stronger. In that moment, she became more than just the face of the franchise. She set the tone for the next era of Fever basketball.
I want to personally thank Caitlin Clark for lifting up our sport. She carried a heavy load for our sport, and it just is not going to stop here on the collegiate tour. But when she is the #1 pick in the WNBA draft, she's gonna lift that league up as well. So Caitlin Clark, if you're out there, you are one of the GOATs of our games, and we appreciate you.
So let's call this what it is, a true power play. Aliyah Boston is more than a franchise player. She's the one setting the example for what a modern WNBA leader looks like. She doesn't worry about who gets the credit, she just keeps making the people around her better. And the beauty of it, that energy is contagious. Caitlin Clark isn't just putting up wild stats or breaking ratings records. She's learning how to share, how to fit her game into a bigger picture, and how to be a teammate in every sense of the word. It's that give and take, that trust, that's transforming Indiana from a rebuilding project into a legit contender. And the rest of the league is noticing. Suddenly, instead of talking about the Clark show or Boston's team, everyone's talking about the Fever, about how the culture has flipped, how the vibes are real, and how the basketball is better than ever. In a league that's always looking for the next big thing, Indiana might already have it, a superstar duo that's figured out how to win together, not just compete for the spotlight. If you want more of this story, hit like, subscribe, and stick around. Because with Boston and Clark running the show, the Fever are only just getting started, and the whole WNBA is going to feel the impact.